be live. I've had a variety of weird things kicking me off, my computer dying, having to come in, coming in and being able to see myself live on the screen, but there's a screen over it saying something, I forget what it was now, and the option was try again or finish, and I kept hitting try again, but it wouldn't do anything. It was just fascinating because to me it's all guidance. So welcome everybody, Akasha here, Nan. Akasha, I'm so happy you're here. We've got our Copal going. I realized I didn't have it running, so I have begun to cleanse the space and thank you for joining me in the sacred temple. Woo! I feel like I've been traveling through the dimensions. So let's see what that means, because in my world, everything's alive and speaking. So whatever just happened, instead of me being pissed off or frustrated, let me get that out of your face there. I don't know why that's up. Okay. So what we're doing today is I'm going to share some stories, some photos, again, techie issues with getting some really epic photos for you of manifestations we can see with our eyes of the spirits and the spirit guides and the energies and the medicine when we go to certain places. And we'll do some more of this because I wasn't able to access a lot of really amazing ones. And I want to gather a few from some of my retreat clients, especially. We had a retreat where when we went to this place, Kaba, K-A-B-A-H, it's on Ruta Puk, which is in the Yucatan where I live. And it's a couple hours south of us. And this place, we did a meditation. I did an activation, guided everyone into another dimension with the assistance of the temple we were sitting in front of. So spirit guides are everywhere. They're in the stones, the carvings on the wall. It was an entire wall of chalk. It's the name of the rain god, which was very big here in the Yucatan because of the obvious jungle, dry jungle. This is not a rainforest jungle. This is a dry jungle. And yet the ancient Maya were masters. They had wells, they had cisterns. They actually built a lake that filled up when it would, when you would get flooding, when you get a lot of rain, that everybody seems to forget about until we get a lot of rain, which happened a few years ago. And then suddenly they're flying over, taking pictures, and people are going through the jungle trying to get onto it, and they're canoeing around, and they're going, oh my God, it's a master of geniusness. And it is. It's a part of the jungle. You can't tell. It doesn't look like a big ugly thing like we would build now. And yet it took advantage of the natural cycles. So the rain god, that spirit energy, and these have nothing to do with religion, right? Take out any concept of religion, because religion is generally judgmental. Underneath in almost every philosophy on the planet is love, is that you are love and that you are divine, and to remember that you're love and to reaccess your divine. And so the rain god has very strange and interesting configuration. It's many pieces to make up the face, and the mouth and the ears, and everything has symbols in it. And this kind of strange elephant nose, sometimes going up, sometimes coming down. So the ideas of the abundance, or the water spirits, the idea of purification or life-giving of the water spirits. So water spirit elementals, wow, they take so many forms. You know, there's still waters and streams and waterfalls and rapids and oceans and on and on. So they all have a different medicine, different personality, yet they're all one, they're all connected. And so we were there, and everybody's crystals started to change, and they literally changed in an hour to an hour and a half. First, there's an altar that you can step on, or you could back then, pretty big, and you could sit in it. I've done meditations in it. It's pretty powerful vortex, and that's why we go to these places, because we access the spirit energies and the guides in the stones, the ancients who have been there, who are still there, because time and space are a construct. So we can bypass time, which we do all the time in my reality and in my classes and in my retreats. And everybody's crystals started to glow. Some got gold sparkles, some started to glow blue. could be jewelry. It was clear crystal wands started to form shapes like temples or spirals. It kept evolving every day during the retreat, and for some people even after they went home. And they also went home and found their crystals at home some of them had changed or adapted. So I want to get some pictures from those people, because it's one of these things that is so hard to believe, yet is such a profound example of how we are not solid. It does not take effort and time to change things. It takes internal transformation and shape shifting. So what you're looking for, if you're looking for money, or you're looking for clients, or you're looking for success, or you're looking for a soulmate, or you're looking for inspiration, or you're looking for freedom from beliefs about yourself that are painful, or you're looking for what's next on your path because something major has just shifted or changed, please don't hold on to anything old. Even if it is a person who's passed into another phase of their life, maybe they're moving on with a new love. And what you want to do is say, this isn't bad for me. I'm not being taken from. I'm being liberated. I'm being freed. And I want you to tune into the spirit guides, because they're everywhere. They could be this crystal. Wow, that's a lot of smoke. Okay, thank you. We've had the copal now gone right in my eyeball. And I'm going to just break it into the cinnamon, sage, and other bundle right there. Wow, something went right in my eye. Interesting. So as the crystals changed, I've talked to crystal experts and they say no, never in their life have they heard of that in any way, shape, or form. So how could that happen? Your crystals are growing. They are alive, even if they've been, cut off of their mother, of their home. And if you own them long enough, if you work with them, if you become familiar with them, you will see that their landscape, that shapes inside, will change. However, not in an hour, okay? Not in a matter of days, not as we are watching. And so this is the proof that we are moving between dimensions. We're moving between states of consciousness, and that it is a natural thing for us. So the purpose of my intuition classes and the Intuition Awakening class that's coming up next week, please join. Now is the time before Dragon Year, because I'm going to be doing a class this fall, and it's going to be certification if you want to use it in your work in some way, specifically like that. However, it is one of the most powerful personal understanding experiences. So if you look at your astrology chart, it tells you something about your makeup and helps you understand a little bit. But then you have to really go pretty deep into your own chart to understand. You can't just say, oh, all things that apply to Leo apply to me. Right? So it's a nice place to start. And then maybe you've taken some personality tests, or you've done, there's one of my friends, Reese, has soul profiles, and in that I'm a hermit. No, I'm a healer, a hermit, and a charismatic leader, right? So what does that mean? And then you can take a little bit of that on and say, well, that doesn't feel right, or maybe that's what I'm afraid of, and it starts to show you the other side of you. But the whole point of all of these things are to reveal to you who you are, so you can connect to who you truly are instead of who you were told to be. So my whole life, the biggest driving force within me, thank goodness, because I was chasing everyone. I was chasing the world to be good enough, to please, to constantly work and overachieve. And luckily, I have a lot of energy. However, it also works against you when you're just pulling yourself to exhaustive realms. And then you realize that's really not the best way for you to produce something, for you to become who you're meant to be. So what if you came here and your makeup and your soul design was to sit by a lake and contemplate, just watch and tune in, be the rock that you sit on as you melt into that and you realize that you are one. You feel your aura. Then you feel the trees around you, and you begin to connect through your eyes as you see the lake and the water. or the shadows or the light. The wind goes by. The trees rustle. The sunlight comes across your face. Every single one of those things is speaking to you, is moving through your space. And here's the thing, you're over a mile wide. Your light body that makes up this physical body is a massive structure. It's full of codes, powers, gifts, possibilities, your soul blueprint, your original selves. It's full of fears and soul contracts and things that you're holding on to. It's filled with all of this. And if you enter into a place where whatever you're drawn to, please just do it. Okay. In my world, I call it a light body activation because light body is you, physical, mental, cells and DNA and all that, and your chakras and your pillar of light and your mental body and your emotional body and everything in you, as well as that higher self and I am presence. And then you have another layer to you. And living in your auric field, and this is a connection point, the dolphins are telling me, is the ascended masters or the god goddesses, is your portals to nature. And all of this has to go through your heart. So what does all this mean? And do I have to understand it all? And do I have to be a scientist? And do I have to study for 1,000 years? And I thought I had to. What I had to do was get far enough in my journey, listening to my heart, going towards what was calling me until I started to let it come into me. When you let it come into you, you realize you don't have to achieve, you have to relax and let go. You don't have to chase and crave and make it happen. You have to come and sit down inside of your heart and wait and witness and watch. And first you watch the silliness come up. And then you hear this and that, and then you hear a voice saying, you better figure it out, or see, you can't know what it is, or what is that? Is that a sign? Or last time I trusted my guidance, it didn't work out well, so maybe I shouldn't trust myself, and whatever else. That's just the first layer of the stuff going on between your physical and your mind. Those are different fields intersecting between all these things, and so on. So what we want is to say, what's the fastest, easiest, simplest way to reconnect you? So ask yourself this, because if you truly ask a question and you hold it within you and you say, I don't care, you're not going to make it validations for it. You're not going to say, well, I hope it's okay that I ask, or I know that I should know, or whatever else it is. Please do not do that ever again in your whole life. Don't validate yourself. Don't make excuses for who you are, where you are, what you do. Don't make excuses for what you've done, what time you showed up. Just stop it. If you stop that and you step out of that, thank you. There's some really beautiful beings here, and I don't know what they are. The little red people behind me in my time-space continuum, and they're like opening this portal, and they're saying, just step out of that, because that is self-denial. You are not accepting who you are when you're like, oh, well, I should have done better, but I have this. No, 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 no. You don't have to qualify yourself. You don't have to validate yourself, and it's a really weird habit to break, but I invite you to do that right now. In fact, that's an assignment for all of my Intuition Awakening summer camp students. All right. And if you want to join the certification class later, you need to take the summer camp. And so contact me if you're interested in both, so we can work out something for you. We have lots of ways to help you get what you need, because I know last year people were like, oh my gosh. So coming up the rest of this year is going to be an accelerator, which is for only 8 people, and we have practice together, really intimate, sharing practice, feedback, incredibly powerful. And again, you have to take the Intuition Awakening Summer School. Now, if you want to buy one of the previous summer schools, you can. They're all different, and they all accelerate your intuition no matter where you are. So if you're wondering, well, will it help? I can tell you unequivocally, yes, 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 and yes. Okay, so take this right now. Step out of validating yourself. Write down, I want all of my students to do this. I want you to write down, do the line down the middle of the page, okay, and over here, validate, explain, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then on the other side, whatever, I don't know what's going to come through. Be silent. Listen, watch, ask for the part of you to step forward, step out of the timeline of all of these things like, oh no, they won't like what I'm going to say. I'm afraid of what they'll do. And then step into the space with your spirit guides. Now, if you took the Meet Your Spirit Guide Council, please excuse me, but this thing that jumped in my eye, hello, thank you. What kind of guide are you? Whew, I was so taken out through the dimensions and back into this moment, getting onto this call. It's almost mind-blowing to me. I feel like I traveled dimensions and then came back, and then something went in my eye, and now it's kind of settling down into like, I don't know what they did to me or for me or through me, but it was like, thank you. I keep looking up and seeing this one line on a book on a shelf here that says for the visionary path. Okay, so for the visionary path. So what I want you to do is to begin to open to communication from spirit. I'm using spirit guides, messengers, messages that are coming. Could be from your divine angels, could be from your higher self, could be from your heart, could be from your grandmother who died 200 years ago. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to get the point is. And the thing is that your communication, your ability to receive, your ability to see, sense, feel, hear, and all the other 360 potential senses that you have. You have a template right here, okay? And I work with it and I awaken it, and it's a template of languages. So maybe it says, ancient Egyptian, Sanskrit, Lemurian, nature spirits, wolf, and that's very interesting. So I'm getting a download vision from Kuan Yin, who holds the compassion of the planet. She's a very, very primary guide for me because I've been through so much loss, so much pain, so much massive change that I've been required, to do something about. I'm now in the wise woman phase, and it's fine. I used to be like, I'm not old, but I don't really care about the age. It's more like internally, I'm not old. Okay. And what I love about it is okay. Now my best path is to live it 100%, to be it in every sense. Because if one little thing is out of integrity, boom. Nope, can't go there. Can't go in that restaurant. Can't stand there. Can't listen to this person. Can't watch that show. Can't listen to that music. Luckily, my partner understands that. So if I come in the room and I say no, just no, he'll immediately turn off whatever's playing. It may not be bad. It may just be in that moment. It is not resonant for me. So respect that and learn how to transform. Now, in the Intuition Summer Camp, you're going to accelerate with an activation. And we have 7 divine alchemy activations, and they just told me that name a few weeks ago, but I knew we were going to do the attunements. So first I put that out. So understand that the intuitive work, the spirit guidance that you're hearing, don't get in a snit if you don't get a big neon sign that says, yes, your soulmate will sit next to you at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Go to Cafe del Sol. Okay? You might get that. And also there are a gazillion other ways of receiving intuitive guidance. And what I see now are people stuck in a net. It's like they're stuck in a net, like a dolphin stuck in a tuna net, and they're trying to get out. And every time they get a little bit out, they're stuck with something. What is it? But what do I do? But about my pain. But why that? But this, but this, but this, but this. You have to let it go. And you have to let it go, not by getting mad at it, not by hating it, not by chopping it up, not by saying, you're bad and I'm right. That's all the shit you got to let go of. But if you listen to the inner voice, if you attune yourself to your own spirit guides that are optimal for you in this moment, and right now you've entered a temple. I created the temple this morning. I recreated it before the call. And as I was traveling the dimensions for 10 minutes, trying to get connected with you here, I was also going back and forth with clearing and cleansing this. It is only aligned to what is optimal for your highest good at this time. So if you don't leave with this neon answer, or you don't understand exactly what came through, that's because you're not willing to step into it and let it unfold. Okay, so the power of a community in the school is that you have a group that you can talk to every day. even if you don't come to the class, that you can share what's going through, that people can tell you what they see for you, that when we do readings for each other, if we can't share them all because we've shortened the classes to give more space for people, then we share them in the group. And that empowerment of seeing what happened in something that you did or what somebody else saw for you, affirming what you felt, or having me be able to say, oh, here's what's happening for you. And I do that in the chat too. We get to spend 5 weeks together getting you to a point where whatever is going to open for you next in September, in October, okay, in September we have the equinox, and then we've got some eclipses, and then we've got the solstice, and then we start a dragon year, all right? So it's a major stuff. So whatever you do, please do not put this on the back burner because your soul is talking to you. There's guides all the time. Now, they don't get mad at you like, you know, like we might, like, hello, I've been waving over here telling you come this way, it's easier, come this way, you can walk out of that relationship, come this way, you can see the easy path. It's just that they're there and then they might not. That door may open, it may not. So what I first want to do is attune you to your own personal spirit guide. And that's what's going to happen in the first class next week. So we're going to use the 777 energies and the Syrian energies and all the things we downloaded last week. Make sure you do that. It's free and it's here. And then, but what they've told me today now is that you need to meet a one personal guide that is going to take you through every other activation we do. So that one will be the one that you repeat, whatever is optimal, but you repeat when you want to strengthen your connection to your primary guide. Your primary guide is then going to take you through your chakras, through the parts of you that are not there. And at the end, I'm going to give you, each of you, a little mini soul profile. And the soul profile is like your soul age, your soul talent, your soul fear, your soul desire. I think those are the ones that I mentioned that I was going to do for you. Why are they relevant? Well, they're fascinating because I used to do these as soul profile readings, and there's more to it. And it gives you, again, like we talked about, some kind of a insight into you and why something is. And I'll tell you what's interesting is a soul desire doesn't sound very soul. There are things like fame and wealth and glamour. And here's how they work. Oprah, I did one for Oprah, not for her, she didn't call me, but I did one to see what her profile was like. And it taught me a lot because I could look at her life. And she became famous in a certain way, and she was driven, and she had to be driven through those times of not really being connected to her soul. She was being driven by, you know, I don't know what she personally wanted, but her soul desire was fame. And it doesn't sound very like lovey-dovey, but if your soul says you need a desire for fame because we need you to become famous, because then your spiritual mission will come through. And you look at what happened later in life, the purpose of her soul desire of fame, whether she was conscious of it or not, drove her to go through all the shit you have to go to become as famous as she was. And then she started to download doing things that are good for people and loving people and supporting people and helping, giving people, you know, authors and people a hand up into living their purpose. And then she started doing more spiritual stuff like Eckhart Tolle, and I don't know what she does now. I never really have watched her show. And I did do the Eckhart Tolle series, though. I thought that was really fun and interesting. So she's been tortured and accused for it. She's been crucified. She's been called a demon. She's been revered. She's been loved. Everything across the scale. So she didn't get to have the fame and then have the spiritual gifts to the world and just have an easy ride of it. We've seen her roller coaster with her weight, with her self-image, with her self-love. It's all on display. So this is the purpose or the benefit of knowing your soul desire. Okay, so there's a lot of these very interesting things. Your soul mission has 4 parts. Everybody has the mission of connection. Everybody alive right now has a mission of connection, because this is the time of unity and reconnection. So we're going to do, after that, we're going to have the certification for activating your personal intuitive template. That is doing and learning how to do the full soul reading or profile. Doing soul activations with these different aspects of you, so you can travel consciously to your higher self, to your Akashic records, and you're going to get your soul guides for yourself, your soul guides for your career, and how to do this, how to travel with them, how to propose a question with them, how to plan a project with them, how to use this in practical daily ways, how to have a check-in. And then we're going to have supporting videos or audios that you can put on, where it's like a conversation with your spirit guide or your primary spirit guide or your so on or your so on. And you can put them on, and they'll be 10 minutes to 30 minutes, so that you can just go, okay, I need to check in, but I don't really feel safe unless I have Nan connect me or I get into that space. I like to repeat these kinds of things over and over and over and over. And that's why I am to the point I am today, where I just channel what's optimal after I create a safe structure. Okay, that was all very interesting. So we have some spirit guides here I want to share with you. We have a lot of sacred feminine, because that's what's coming through for the summer school, which is wonderful. Doesn't mean we're not going to have any masculine energy, but Isis, Venus, Kuan Yin, Lakshmi, we have our beautiful shell here. This is me, by the way. I don't know if you can see this. This is a Hummel. And gute friends, it says gute friends. We are gute friends. So we bought one for my daughter who died, and I have hers, Jordan, here. He was a little baby. And we bought one for my husband, and we bought one for me, and I love deers. It was my very first totem. So I just thought, she asked to come down. This is my little girl. And here's Isis, and here's Bast. This is an Egyptian goddess. We have mermaids, and we have our pink dolphins, and a lot of other divine energies. I've got some more Isis. We have, there's another Isis. We have white buffalo calf woman, who asked to be here today. And that's very significant, because she used to be a part of my mystery school council and spirit council. And I didn't stop working with her. She just kind of faded to the background for a while. She's come back up a few times. And because she is the prophetess of peace, she brings the peace pipe. She brings the sign of the white buffalo, and she brings the sign that the rainbow tribe, it's time to come back together. So I find that very significant, because everything coming to me now is about color, harmony, full color spectrum, rainbow work, healing, aura, and the rainbow tribe, meaning you reconnecting with your rainbow light body. So let me say hi. Let me check. I don't know whether anybody has... Okay. Oh, okay. Good. I sound good. Yay, we're all here. Hello from Jamaica. Hi, Stacy. Beautiful day. Divine miraculous souls. So grateful to be here and to be encompassed by Nan. Amazing ability to build space and connection for all of us who wish to expand their awareness. Thank you, sweetie. That is true. That's what I want. I get to live my purpose now. I get to take all my pain and my wounds, and I've done a lot of work on them, but I get to just fully embody them as an incredible experience that I can draw from now, and that I live aligned with me, that I can create that space for you, and you can come into it to have your connection to you, all you beautiful beings. Hi, Sylvia, and hi, Ruthella, and Kim. Oh, I love you so much, Kim. I want to hug you. I want to hug you. I told you before, I keep seeing you on a retreat here. Sherry, hi Sherry. And oh, another different Sherry. And I love how your energy opens up my energy. I miss working with you. Oh, Stacy, your classes are when I have to work. Oh, baby. Well, you know, you can take the classes even if you work in the middle of the day, because I added a few evening classes for sharing and interaction for anybody who misses it. And you can email me and I can answer your questions live, and you can be on the WhatsApp chat. So you could be with it, or you could do it, you know, that evening, and then you would be able to share with everybody and integrate. So if that's what you need to do, please do it, because it's worth it. What will happen? And then you can ask for support if you find yourself avoiding the recording or something. Okay. B-I-B. Hi, Jen. Aloha. All right, my beautiful ones. So what we're going to do is play with the spirit guides. They just said, let's play, let's play. And a lot of stories have been coming up about things that have happened. And the spirit guides, in one of the classes in the WhatsApp chat a while back, I said, what messengers are you seeing? And suddenly everybody's paying more attention, and we're sending pictures of eagles and herons and who knows what else is coming through. So we'll go ahead and we'll start to connect through some photos. And then I've got down here Genevieve and Stacy, Sherry H. Hi, Lisa. Yay. So Lisa and Genevieve are coming to the class, right? You guys here. Kim's coming. Can't see the other people now. Why won't it let me see? Okay. So let me find my little techie thing here. I was, that's the one. I was on a client of mine. I was on her class, a class she was doing because there was some information she wanted to share with me. And she said something like, oh, wait, look at the tech. Oh, hang on, give me a second. And I told her, I said, you know, you have to be like a whole other level of multidimensional to do spiritual work in these classes and run the tech at the same time. And I have made some mistakes. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And as the spirit guides have been already coming through, I want you to feel the space, okay? Just understand that you're in the sacred space, that you don't have to wait for the message to come through me. That's why it's fun in our classes. You'll get downloads while other people are sharing or talking. Of course, you'll get connections during the attunements and the activations. You'll get them as you repeat those during the week. And you will start to notice the synchronicities and all around you. And so just yesterday, day before, I was swimming in the morning and I noticed two little white seagulls. They're not here. They haven't been here in months and months. So that was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I think I shared about the clouds turned into a dragon, and one was a horse, but it was a Pegasus. And then it turned into a unicorn. And it was interesting. They just kept evolving. And what I did was I walked out. I'm always connecting, but I walked out and I said, I'm here to receive the messages that are optimal for my highest good at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? So then magic and miracles start to happen. You don't drive yourself crazy with, oh, I saw that. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? In fact, what really is wanted is, like earlier, these little beings, these little red dudes, they're still here. And they're saying, if you step out of what you think your reality is, just step, they're showing to the right, they're opening a door, and they want you to actually just see yourself picking up your feet and stepping to the right. And later on, when you stand up, do it. Breathe, close your eyes, ask to come back to this moment, and say, I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to step out of all of the flow of energies that keep me attached to chasing, craving, pleasing, validating, explaining, and needing to spend my energy and time on trying to fit into everyone else's opinion of truth and reality. So go ahead and say this after me now. And as you do that, this picture is glowing because one of my clients actually took pictures, screenshots of the video of this, and then just took the color and started to enhance, because she frequently sees energies and people and beings and spirit guides, and she does this inside of her crystal bowls. It's very, very cool. So the parts that are blurred are here assisting you. The little beings, they don't have any features. They're just like a block person, all made of red. They're small and they're like working hard. They seem like they work together. They're really opening this. Now they're like, wow. They're asking you to let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. They're pulling a ton of stuff out of the sacral. They're coming out the back of the sacral, kind of at the base of the tailbone. And so acknowledge that I am inside this sacred space. I am between the worlds at infinity. I am connected with my highest good. And I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to allow what is optimal for me from the spirit guides in this sacred temple at this time. And I thank with gratitude and grace, with harmony and clarity. I give thanks and accept. My higher self is now merging with me. And I can see myself, and I can see myself, and I can see myself, and I can see my light body, and I can see my aura, and I can rise up out of my mind. Now I'm going to just float out of the stream I'm living in and look at it from above. Genevieve, it's time for you, Ooh, to step into the light, time for you to take your extra sensitivity and step they're showing you like stepping into like one of the energies in this image. You don't have to open your eyes. And like if it's all purple light beings or glowing energies or a portal that you kind of step into it in your face, you kind of and you enjoy it the way that you would eat a meal. And you consume it for as long as is optimal. And then it kind of fades away. You kind of separate from it. That you can do this more, that your embodiment of your sensitivities is a strength, not a weakness, that you've had to go through a phase of protection, and that now you have a network of bunnies. Looks a lot of bunny energy here. Little white bunnies. There's a flower of life. It's like a net or a hammock underneath and behind you. And there's little bunny energy, the bunnies, white bunnies with red eyes. And their softness of, they're like, they're working with the earth elementals for you to create this little hammock made out of the flower of life. And it's like they keep showing you fall backwards, just trust, like that trust exercise where you fall backwards and you just fall backwards into this beautiful hammock. And it'll immediately start swinging because it's already in motion. But this is a release, and it'll help you receive. So all the beautiful things you're doing now, there's a desire. It's buried in the belly. They're showing me it's buried in the belly, okay? And it's buried in the belly, and it's this desire to help people, to put yourself out, to help people. But you, there's a discomfort. It's like a grumbling in the low belly and the discomfort. So these little beings, these little red beings, they're like builders. Like they were like opening this, like all of them together, like little construction workers, you know, taking down the bricks and then opening this path. And they're like waiting to build something, They have something to do with Mars, but I don't know what. Probably because they look they don't look masculine, but they're block-like, so they don't look feminine, I suppose. And they have a power energy to build. So there's some Mars masculine energy here for all of us. It's very beautiful. So for you, you have a crescent moon of desire in the low belly. And it's in the sacral, and it's like a hammock that's hanging from the solar plexus into the sacral energies. And the water energy, the ocean energy is very important to you. The sunset energy is very important to you. They're showing the sunset across the ocean and the hammock dipping into it. So whether you see it physically or go into it physically, of course, that's great. See yourself doing that. See yourself here doing that in December. Think about ways that you can just drift into that energy and allow it to, it's not lull you to sleep, but soften this part of you into a knowing that you're ready. You're ready to be a channel for those, and you've opened up to allow people to see you, but this part is still hiding. It's like ready but hiding, and ready but hiding, and ready but hiding. And so you have the little builders for whatever you want to build. And to step into, what is my unique path? What is my unique soul makeup? What is it now? What is it that it's reminds me of an inflatable, something like we have a flamingo and in our pool, and sometimes a rainbow unicorn. And, like you get it and it's all flat and folded up, and then it starts to inflate. So this is like inflating to float. You need your magical friends. You need to weave your magic into your readings. You need to be fully you. You need to be full color. You need to be full of magic and stars and unicorns. This is another level of what will resonate with your clients and you. And it is something very important because you have a unique makeup for that. They're also showing a big white horse. It's got a rainbow mane, and it's going like, flowing and curling. And it does, so there's a unicorn and has a horn. It's prancing. The tail is also up, but the tail is white. This is you. It's almost like a grown-up template of what you're going to be, because this is a gorgeous, big, statuesque, white, beautiful in every way, holding the head up, full of this rainbow mane. It's coming all in. What does that mean? It's coming in, the crown is coming in, all of this down the spine, neck, throat, third eye. Freedom. Mm-hmm. So there's a, I would say it's a butterfly energy, yellow, white, very close up. They're showing it's like more of a human figure, like we draw fairies. Wants a very close relationship with you, very close. I'm getting just zooming in and seeing it very, very close up. The wings are really more white. Sometimes they look a light yellow. This is your guide right now. This is your guide right now. So that, the different things that came through and that little being there is where to focus. And she's here. She's like above and out from your third eye crown. You were looking forward, a little bit up. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, very lovely. And the little builders are here. They're here for all of us. They're here for all of us, these little Mars building dudes. And Really, really cute. Okay, let me go back to the screen. Gotta go with the intuition. That's what I love about intuition. And if flowing with intuition irritates you, then it's an invitation to relax and let go. I was told that once. Okay, excuse me for a second. All right. So this picture, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a lot of pictures up here. However, this picture is from a few weeks ago, and it is the side of the same temple here. It's a different perspective. This temple is the one that I've mentioned before, where it is a temple, but not the tallest, the most spectacular, and we used to always go to another one pretty far from this one in the jungle, and we would go to the top, and I'll show you some of the things that happened at the top of that pyramid at dawn on the equinox. So quite an incredible. And after our activation and seeing our guides from Atlantis and traveling into the pyramid and going through time and space and releasing and shedding the old up 9 different waves of consciousness and all the things that we do, everybody had freedom to go wherever they wanted around the site, and we all ended up here. And this is the first retreat I did there. And I walked up and one of the people was like, oh my gosh, and everybody was like, we feel something weird. We feel like we have to heal this place. One lady was feeling sick to her stomach. She was young, pregnant. Another lady was like getting visions, and she was full of like, oh no. And so I went and sat down and immediately left my body. And then I began walking around this place in another dimension and time. I could see everybody sitting there. Everybody was waiting. A few of us sat down and started to do healing work. And I started going to the corners, opening the energies. This is also the building that I had never been to, but had a past life memory, a very vivid experience with Chris when I was on top of the other pyramid. I went into this other life. I saw us as Mayan brothers. This was a school. This was this temple where we learned magic, mystics, medicine, all the different subtle body ways and truths. And we were strapping young, sassy 26-year-old boys or something. And we would sneak into the school at night and we would practice. We would go to other dimensions. We'd walk through walls. We were really excited about this and we wanted to practice all the time. And one day he came to me in his spirit body, and he had gone underwater into the lagoon, which is right which we eat across from after we leave this site. And he was underwater. He had thought he was going to practice a breathing underwater spell and type of thing, and he got caught and he drowned. And he called me. So I went to him in my spirit body and we held each other and we promised each other that we would be together again and that we would finish what we started, that we would take this information to the next level. And I believe that's one of the things we're doing here. So the amount of love I felt for him after I had that past life memory is quite profound. So in that case, we were our own spirit guides. You see that? Us in another life, which is why it is one of the classes. And I find often one of the most powerful spirit guides you can have is yourself in other lives with other wisdom, other experiences, other fears or wounds. It's either things you need to complete and then take the medicine, take the information, take the wisdom from it. So this has been the site of 2 groups having past life memories. In this first one of our people in our group had a professional big camera, was walking around, and there's a bunch of pictures that come before this one, and then boom, if you look at the very top of the temple, you'll see a white sphere. These are beings of light. There's a white sphere, then a green sphere, then a small yellow sphere, and they're coming down towards us. All right, there's another one right over here, a little bit lower, and then the next frame, you can see them again, 1, 2, but now the ones that are in the temple are becoming more like a beam of green light. There's so many of them coming down. They're coming down over us very specifically. So this is just when you can see them in a picture, right? This is happening all the time, whether you're taking a photo that you can enhance or not. And these are not enhanced photos. And then boom, all of a sudden, this huge pink light came down. And interesting to me is that this corner it's coming down on was the one that I would stand at a lot for the next few times I went there, with a lot of copal and doing more releasing. The first time I went up to the top and did a ceremony with candles and everything. And then boom, we know that it was, you know, not something, because the pictures before and the pictures after, because she just does a whole bunch of them, boom, 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 had nothing. Right after this one, I think it went back to one sphere or two, and then boom, gone. So this was right at the height of what we were doing, the healing, the connecting, the releasing, and it had to do with the past life of the group that was there. So the spirit guides, you may not even know that I didn't have a clue that I had a Mayan lives. Not a one iota of that. My entire life came to me. Didn't feel drawn to Native American stuff at all. I liked ancient Greece, and then I got into ancient England, I guess you'd call it, like the stone circles, and Egypt. So this is a picture I took in 2002 when I was in Egypt. That is the Sphinx. This is at dawn. And not only can you see all of these light bodies, all of these beings, but you can even see the structure inside of some of them. And as you know, if you're in my classes, I teach you that your light body is essentially a sphere made from the flower of life pattern. And you can actually see that in some of these. And this is what would happen. That's my mentor. That's the musician. They're up on the paws of the Sphinx. We're down between the arms of the Sphinx at the heart of the Sphinx. This is incredibly powerful. Every temple we went to, some of these would show up, and then we'd do our activation, and then they would show up like crazy. Huge ones right over Horus statue's head. I need to find them because this was before digital photography. This one, I don't know what happened to the top of the picture, but this is a recent one, and I guess you can see that yes, it's the sunlight. However, when light interacts with vortexes or other energies, you can start to see something appearing. You can see a purple guide there. You can see a shape of many different actually beings right here. And if you enhanced it, which I have not done, you might see more. Perhaps you're feeling or sensing something yourself. These are pictures from a recent retreat that a couple weeks ago. At this site, there are many of these tunnels. They're shaped in a sacred way, and we go through them for completions or for other energy activations. And they're quite profound when you go through. People go through quiet. I take picture or video of some people. And you can see the spirit guides in the tunnel. The one on the left is enhanced by someone just by upping the color, I believe. And it helps you to see more. These are two different people walking through. This is my hand at the bottom over here. That's no mystery thing. And this is a temple we go to for ceremony, and this is a tree of life, and many, many, many ceremonies I've been there, that the light coming through can look like this on the right. So it looks pretty. There's the light, there's the sunlight. Okay, great. However, when you look closer, there is a triangle of shapes, like almost like a portal right in the center of it. That is not something physical, and it's in a shape or a place. I should get a close-up of that. That it's coming from. It's showing you something in the tree of life. This one on the right is showing more. Now you can see the star, the sunlight, of course, and it's like a prism. So when it opens into colors, then the colors start to reveal other shapes. You can see some spheres up to the left. Of course, you can see the little eye or the little angel being. that shows up for a lot of people in different times and places. And then if you look out to the right, you can start to see layers of spheres. So remember that the sun is a guide. All right. The sun is a guide. The sun is carrying information, and it is a very important guide. So this is the picture that's on the graphic for today. And it's a pyramid that we went to, and it's been enhanced just with the color. So you can start to see, for some reason, over to the right, tons of light beings. You can't even see the trees. You can see some in the trees. You can see some different energies on the tree, purple beings up here. And, you know, if you look around, you can see, oh, way over above my logo, see the light coming down the stairs and even going down behind my logo. There's a couple of little eyes right here at the bottom in the center. All right, so this is quite a fascinating, of course, this is a very dense vortex of energy, ancient energy, jungle energy, and on and on. So I want you to just take a moment and look at it, sort of observe it and absorb it. See if you see anything else. Now I'm going to show you the picture close up with what the person sent to me. Do you see the baby bear? And do you see the big bear or the mama bear? Now, maybe it's not a bear. However, we can definitely see in another dimension, because there's dimensions upon dimensions and layers upon layers here. There's temples underneath this temple that were built by different people. There's the tree spirits and so on. So I'm going to take you back. Now you probably can see the baby bear straight in front, or that being. And over to the side, you can see, pretty fun. Here's the temple with the tree of life, the ears, the eyes, that I was just sitting on one day and took a selfie. And you can spend some time really looking at what's coming. There's a bubble, there's a sphere. It's cutting through my forehead right here, right above my eye and around. Of course, there's the rays of light. And you can start, the more you look at it, there's an unusual gold ray kind of thing coming up or down straight into my crown that has nothing to do with the direction of the rays. Okay. So sometimes you can say, oh, well, it's just sunlight, and okay. However, if you're seeing light, if you're seeing a rainbow, you're starting to see the subtle realms. The conditions are that you can see it, and that's what's fun about the digital photography nowadays, right? This one on the left is from earthskynews.com. I don't remember who took the photo. They sent it in, and they called, this is a picture in New Zealand, I believe, and they called these little spike things coming out of the sky lightning sprites. Now, sprites to me are like little, you know, nature-y spirits. So I grabbed the photo this morning because I found that utterly fascinating. I've never in my life heard of red lightning sprites or lightning sprites. And they said, and these are coming out of the galactic core. That's exactly what they said, is these are in front of the galactic core. So I think we're seeing much more than we used to be able to see. I think we're seeing the energies coming not just as dots of light, right? These are some spirit beings, pretty phenomenal. This one, and I don't have the close-up of it. In fact, I'm not sure it's the right one. We had an epic sunset last night. I shared some on Facebook and to a few of my classes. And there was one I kept zooming in on and saying, what is that thing? And Chris is like, it's a cloud. I'm like, no. And again, I looked at the front behind it, and I'll share that. This is the Koba pyramid that we can no longer climb. I'm working on it, but since no one's allowed to climb it, that's a big, tall task. You can see at the bottom left how high, tall this is. We'll climb up out of the jungle. You can see our group standing at the top of the temple, looking out over the jungle. This is how big this place is. There's lagoons in the distance. We're high up. We came up at dawn, and this is us actually going down over here on the left. And we sit at the top, and I guide an activation. During the activation, in physical form, not to mention all the other beings and spirit beings that came, the bird at the lower right came. This bird is called, well, unofficially the Tohu or the Tohoku bird, because its sound is Tohoku, and it's a guardian of the cenotes, which are caves with water. In fact, when we went to the last cenote in the last retreat, there were, I don't know, 12, 15, maybe more of them in the little forest right there next to the cenote and the caves, and they were talking and singing like crazy. But at the top, this is like stories high. Why on earth is that bird up there? That's significant. And you can see its beautiful tail, but also we had other things that were toning with us. If we said om, something would go doo, om, doo. Now, during the activation, don't get freaked out. Yes, that's a tarantula. And in the middle, that is a bat. You can see again on the far right, the bat, giving you a little bit more perspective. It's hanging on the side of the temple, outside during the day, at the top of a pyramid that's 3, 4, 5 stories tall. What on earth? Okay? So this is very rare and unusual, and it was there when we came out of our activation. So both of these beings showed up in physical form during our activation. Now we go through realms, we travel through time and space, we're communing with the spirit guides in the place, but as I'm telling you, this is really wild. Now, here's the thing, tarantulas do not hurt you, so even though they look a little scary maybe to you, let go of that. That tarantula is dead, but it wasn't there when we came up. So what it did was crawled into the center of our circle. It was literally right in front of me, and I'm sitting facing all the people who are sitting across the top of the pyramid, and they're facing out towards the jungle. I'm facing them and towards the temple that this bat is on. And it's right in front of me, between me and the people. And so it crawled into our circle while we were activating and died. That is unbelievably significant. Not only tarantula or spider would, create your own web, but how about the idea of transcending, wanting to transcend its body in our energies, where we went to, being a guide for us as we went through into the pyramid, into our other lives, into Atlantis, and into creating a connection to the spirit guides and the key codes that were there for us. All of it's beyond fascinating, the levels of that. And of course, bat energy is huge, and the rebirth energy coming out and hanging in unusual space. That's telling us you can go where you don't think you can go. You can be outside in the light when you need to be in the dark. Why do they live in caves and cenotes? Why do they come out at night? Because they're night beings, right? So coming out and then not going into the temple, but staying right outside the temple, just above the door. So the door is the door to the descending God temple, and you are the descending God. You came down. It's represented by this temple at the top of the pyramid, and then you came down and you lived life, and you've gone through these 9 waves of consciousness, back up, shed your identity, and now you're back at the top for rebirth. That's why we climb them. And this beautiful being came out here to reaffirm that to us, and to show us just incredible, really incredible. So, okay, I guess that's all I have. That's all I was able to get. I have a lot more, but I want to do some more readings with you. And I like to share this because I like you understanding that you have constant, nonstop guidance. And it isn't that you have to stop your life or be overwhelmed. It can be sometimes, oh no, did I miss it? Don't get into that because it just drags you to a lower state, right? Okay, we have a Sherry here, and there's 2 Sherrys here, so I need to, 111, how wonderful. Some little yellow spots at the top right-hand corner. Oh, well, thank you. I'm looking younger and younger. Well, thank you very much. I accept. I love that idea. Stacy Jam would love to come up. Alexa, stop. I think that my my honey bunny Chris has that program to start playing a "I Love You" song. I didn't know that. That's so funny. So that's communication, right? That's spirit. I know it just started saying, "I want to say I love you" or something. I saw the baby bear. It looks like a cub. Woohoo, right? Like really wild, and some little yellow spots. Yeah, and we'd love to come across a past life that did not hold trauma and hardships, yet we know that is where we're headed. Yeah, and you know what? It's so powerful, though. So what's interesting about matches my pink hair. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you enjoy the classes. Thank you. Receiving graciously. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you bringing forth such magical reading for me. Good, 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 Genevieve, my love. Just signed up for summer camp. Hooray. Oh, wonderful, Ruthella. I'm so glad. Good, good, good. And, okay, looks like I caught up on all of that. So, yeah, it's amazing. It's very affirming for a logical brain to get some food. It needs to see some of these things, right? It needs to hear some of the things. I'm not a big angel person. Like, I didn't grow up with angels. I love angels. I work with Archangel Michael every day. He's here. Always here. However, when my kids were little, I have twin girls that I adopted. And when they were fit in my hand, they were preemies, and I was going to Walmart or Target or something. I got my kids, I put them in the cart. They could stand up. Okay, they were little. I'm not sure if they were toddlers, but I guess they could stand up. And but so they were in the cart, not in the top part, because there's 2 of them. And I'm walking across the parking lot, and I get to the ramp, and I push really hard to go up the ramp, and one wheel catches the curb, and at the same time, Sierra stands up and literally launches her into the air. And she starts flying across the cement sidewalk, and she's gonna have to land, and she's coming down head first. The horror of the moment was not lost on me or any other mother in the parking lot. And when I see it in slow motion, it's all these mothers turning and all of us running like this through this energy, like we're gonna get her. And I did not get her in time, and she did not have a scratch on her. And to be honest with you, according to the laws of physics, she should have landed on her head and broken her head into a million pieces. So it literally, as all of, there were at least 5 women that I didn't know. As we reached her, we just all stood there like, what? Like, it was seriously unbelievable. So we have all this wonderfulness all the time. Mary Magdalene feast today. Oh, how wonderful. I love that. I love that. Okay, Stacy, you were coming forward. Stacy Jam. Oh, Mary Magdalene. Okay, good. Well, let's see if she wants to talk. So I'm just tuning in because some of the cards are calling. Let me see what I see here. Excuse me. That one. That one. No, that one. That one. Which one are you talking about? Oh, this one. I think you're talking about this one. Okay, good. All right. So I do have a divine feminine, I think it's what it's called, oracle or something downstairs. But we're upstairs today. We're up in the tall towers looking at the cocos. And so Mary Magdalene. For you, interesting. So for you, Stacy, she's strength. She's standing behind you quite a ways, like not right here, but like on the other side of the room type of thing. Very erect with her hands across the front. She almost looks Egyptian, looks like an Egyptian mummy in a way. She's holding wings. It's like she's got her arms crossed here, but they're like wings. They remind me more of like Isis wings. You're covering your heart. She says that the heart of the I don't have a word for that. I would say the collective for everyone. The heart of the stone, really. The stone is the stone earth. It's an aspect of earth. Is it a crystal? It is a crystal. It is a temple. It is an opening. It is an opening. It is a pathway. It is a doorway. Okay. So it's a doorway. It's a doorway. It's a doorway of light into some deep mysteries, the Magdalene mysteries, I guess. Yes. She says that she holds two aspects, that you know this and that you have a lineage with her. And the lineage includes her Egyptian lineage and her Egyptian training and rebirth, resurrection and rebirth, which was one of the reasons that she was the partner for Lord Sananda when he was crucified. The two Marys held the energy of belief around him so that he could practice ascending from the body and coming back into the body. So she said she has this training at a much higher degree, and that it has been held in your heart for a long time. And now it's like looking up from ancient stone steps coming down, and I just see like someone opened the door or opened a hole, and the light's pouring down those stairs now. Very much about your heart. There must be a heart healing. There must be a heart healing. Everything must come from the heart. She said 3 hearts, 3 hearts, 3 hearts. They're showing like a heart inside of a heart inside of a heart. And it's more like a heart design shape, not the heart or the heart center, but it is the heart at the very core of you, in the center of your heart energy center. And then around that, another layer, and around that, an even bigger layer that comes up here over your head. There's a school of sacred feminine wisdom that you've been a part of. I would say you have been a part of, definitely of the school of Isis. Transformation. The wisdom of the waters. Mary says the wisdom of the waters. So she's holding energy that seems unusual to some people because the energy she's holding is forest energy, still water, all of the energies and elementals in a forest. And the waters being still pond or lake or something inside of that forest energy. So it has sort of Avalon energies to it. Not, it feels more like France or Mm, no, it feels like France. So the energy for you is that it isn't quite time to unfold your wings that have been holding you, your heart in this space, but to become aware that there's these stages of opening your heart and that they're already built. You already have the container. You can expand your heart, free yourself from anything that's limiting your heart, and go to this layer. You have opened the door to some ancient mysteries. These seem very sacred feminine mysteries, and these gods, goddesses, energies, or wisdoms, they seem to be opening more along the side of the. Well, to me, it's like a serpent. It's a snake, right? It's coming down. It's Egyptian, it's resurrection, it's soul retrieval, and then awakening into creating, creating. Mary's also saying everybody needs to understand what a resurrection is. It isn't, oh no, this has been destroyed. We have to put it back together. It is, okay, this has been destroyed. Now we reclaim those energies and see what they will create now. You are recreating yourself from the energies, transforming those energies, and then creating a new higher light being. So acknowledge your heart, keep not protecting it, but this is also part of the energy. When your heart gets to the right place, it's almost like it's going to lift your arms or your wings off of it, and then they're just going to naturally open like this. So you don't need to share your heart with the world yet. Come inside, go down into those mysteries, go down into your heart, be there. There's a card here for you. Mary wants to share with you. It's called the Elemental Embrace. It's a 52, which is a 7. This is a sacred geometry deck. This is the one that I kept seeing, saying for the visionary path. So embrace from Mary Magdalene in this very loving way. You can see the sacred spiral, very feminine. Star, cloud beings, all kinds of energies, elementals. We've got the moon. These are hands. These are holding spirals. Very, very. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. That was a wonderful door that opened. Thank you. Okay, let's do a couple more. Hi, Julie. Hi, Enza. Oh, you're so welcome. I know, I love this. That's why I'm so excited. We're going to start class again because it's been a few weeks or so since the accelerator ended, and then I was in the retreat, and now I get to be with you guys every week, and we're communicating, and we're saying, oh, this happened and that happened to me, and it's just so delicious and wonderful. And yay, I'm so excited, Ruthella. Okay. The other share, this is Sherry H. Sherry H. So Sherry, I did the other one for Stacy, right? Stacy Jam, Sherry H. Okay, good. Making sure it was that. So Sherry, you have some beautiful energies around you right now. There's some blue, glowing, misty energies here. There's some purple over the shoulders. It's very thick and poofy. It's kind of muted, kind of like those energies in the photos when you increase the color and you sort of see them come out. And here you have well, they're showing a connection from your spine right here at the shoulder point up through the throat, and then up all the way here, and then circling the crown, almost like a fake halo, you know, those ones that come up on a stick and then they form a little circle and it hovers right over your head. It's a little bit like that, the energy. What a halo is your pineal gland glowing. It does have that capacity. So there's definitely angelic presences here for you right now, and they're heavily present on your shoulders, and the whole neck and head area is blue. The shoulders are purple. This is Jophiel, Raphael, Jophiel, Raphael, Jophiel. So this is Jophiel. This is the blue ray, so it's all of the archangelic realms that are circling your crown right now. What day is it? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So there's a big pyramid behind you, and it's like looking up the pyramid. And so everything around the pyramid is glowing blue, a little bit paler blue. There's someone at the top of the pyramid looking down, and they're waiting. They're ready for you. The angels are protecting you, and they're primarily protecting your head, throat, your communication centers, your vision, your hearing, and your crown. And they're protecting it from stabbing energies, negative energies, energies that feel that aren't aligned to this ascension that you're in. You're climbing something very profound right now, and I don't see any guides on the whole way up. I just see this shadow, not shadowy, but this figure up at the top, and it's fairly tall, so I just see the figure. And they're primarily focusing on you right now. They want to keep you protected, and the shoulder energy of Jophiel is it's almost, again, it's like it's an intense kind of magenta purple, and it's very thick, laying over your shoulders, but it doesn't go down very far. And it's not feathers, but it has that feeling of feathers, and it seems to also be a protection. It's like relieving you of heavy burdens you're carrying. And two things that you're attached to here at the base of your neck here. I don't see them coming to the front. So they aren't affecting you on a day-to-day basis, but they are keeping you, they're keeping you from rising up. Yeah, they're like tied to something. They're tied to something. Go back in your time-space continuum. They go back quite a ways. They're connected to a cart. It's like an old cart. It's like a peasant's cart. It's like a wooden cart with wooden wheels, and there's nobody in it. There's no one in it. It's been abandoned. Been abandoned at the mouth of a forest, and it's dark. Like you enter the forest, one of those old, very dark forests. So whatever is keeping you from climbing, from moving forward up this, you're waiting for yourself at the top. You can't see the path or the guides right now, but you are at the bottom looking up. Let the angelic presence, the angelic realms in the blue ray, that whole ray that has the ascended masters as well, let them really be like a sphere around your head so that you are protected from it's like you're in a transformation that needs you to avoid harsh anything harsh, any harsh music, harsh conversations, harsh movies, anything like that. Softness, allow them to protect you, and then allow this energy of Jophiel. I don't know that much about angel Jophiel here. Then realize that you are held back in what they're showing us right now. Now, does this mean it's everything? No, what we get shown is what is optimal for you in this moment. So as we acknowledge it and see it, it is being seen. It is rising out of the darkness. As we acknowledge and see it and we move the energy around it, it starts to shift and change. And this in and of itself is freedom. This is how the intuitive work works. The minute it's seen and acknowledged, it starts changing. It starts changing. You start changing. All right. So it goes way back. And there's something about an old cart that you've abandoned in front of a dark woods. And so as you let that unfold, there's like the dark woods. Did you go in it and not come out? Are you hiding in it? There's a lot of different aspects of it. But to me, the biggest thing is the abandonment. It's just an empty cart. There's nothing there. It's clearly been abandoned for a while. And because it's attached here to your neck and your shoulders, that you're receiving this angelic support. And that support also just kind of lifts you, okay, lifts you up. If you can accept the angelic support, you're going to feel a big shift. And whether you need to know what this is or not, but the fact that it's an abandonment means there's something for you to recover. They're actually saying rescue a part of yourself. Thank you. Here we go. Woo! So somebody told me the other day they saw a copper spiral. Sorry, I don't face the screen when the channeling. And I was downstairs, so I didn't have this. I put a crystal through here too, depending on what I'm manifesting. But this is something you might even be able to make, and whatever you put it on, it's on you or on something you've written up. Or you could amplify a particular stone. So we're going to be working with our Merkaba, our star tetrahedron, and you can put that over that, like that too. So that's amplifying. Ooh, wonderful. Okay, feels like there's another reading wants to come through. Let's see here. Okay, Miss Jamaica. Miss Jamaica. You're the one. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for everybody that's here after I do this reading. That's what they're telling me. So let's do this. Excuse me. Green juice. Ooh la la. Ooh, go verde. Go verde. So, it's Jamaica. You know, there's pyramids in the waters next to Jamaica. I'd love to see some better pictures of those. You're the one. Okay. I keep seeing the Lemurians. Of course, they've been coming anyway, but today they've been coming. The blues, the greens, the swirls, that very undine water elemental energy, but star-like energy, mermaidy energy, sort of, and all around you. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of this beautiful, it feels like that we're underwater and these long, beautiful plants or energies are waving elegantly and gently all up and around you. And there's these purple colors and there's light. It's very beautiful. You're not actually underwater. That's just the way things are moving. And there's a little Lemurian type, I want to say sprite, but it's probably because I saw that picture today, has a little head that's got a very pointed chin, and then the face comes out, and as it rises up into the forehead area, the whole top of the head sort of turns into flames, but they're not flames, right? It's purple, it's cool colors. It's just moving that way. And just a very simple little smiley face with pretty, I don't know if I'd say they were slanted eyes. They're very almondy. You're very connected to the oceans and to the floor of the oceans, and they're showing the roots of trees or those big long plants. I don't know if they're seaweed, algae, whatever, that you can swim through, like a kelp, like forests. They're going into the roots there. So they're saying that the roots, you have strong roots deep in your emotional field, and you have strong roots deep in the, I want to say Middle Earth, but this is the earth of the waters, the earth of the Lemurians. And those are elegantly sort of just all around you. They're around you, they're very soft, and you don't notice them a lot. But if you soften your reception, your perception, sort of like when you blur your eyes or soften your eyes, soften that, and you're going to start to tune in. So one of your intuitive powers or abilities is to soften and perceive almost like an aura. Because now I'm seeing that these beautiful, elegant energies that are flowing up like kelp forest or something, they're emanating a soft glow. And you, when you soften and you get into the space of feeling very like you are, just like them, like flowing, you are going to perceive that emanation. They're saying it's not necessarily a physical emanation and that you might sense or feel auras. However, this is perceiving a different dimensional aura, and it has to do with blue, greens, and purples. Yeah, bluish greens and purples. And fluorite is very supportive for you to come into this space. If you step into a fluorite, embody all of those colors, those crystal energies, they're also going to bring you into the root of this. So optimal message at this. Okay, one here. Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I was seeing this. It's 44. Share your light, so it's an 8, so it's an infinity. And yeah, well, I'm just going to show it because it's kind of what we saw: purple, blue, bluish, a little greens radiating the light. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is your card from the Lemurians. Airitag. The very flowiness, this part here, this is what I was seeing around you, this flowing energy. And you're just floating like this. And these other flowing energies, see how the hands are radiating light. These things are coming from the tailbone too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, 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 thank you. Okay, yes, yes. So let me take a peek at who else has said something in the chat. I don't know if you're here, if you haven't said anything in the chat, unfortunately. I realized later, oh, there's more people, but I don't see you. So let's see. Oh, we're going to start with Ruthella. And we did that, and we did Genevieve. Okay, Lisa and Ruthella and Lucy and Julie. Do we have a Lucy? That reading so resonates and reflective of journey and yes, reclaim, honor, reform, and recreate energies into desires and reflection of total awareness and love. Stacy Jam said, oh, good, 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 good. Oh, we have another Sherry B. I love doing this. Hi, Marnie. Please help with the reading. Oh, honey, stop feeling stuck and trapped. Stop feeling that. Stop feeling that. Stop feeling that. Marnie. Yay, I felt it. Oh, good. Oh, good. It was, wow, it was kind of cool. Wow, I love this copper coil then, right? Very beautiful, right? Yeah. I bring it on the retreat, so you'll be able to connect with it in December. But I got it from somebody, you know, like an artist at an art fair, and you're going to be at some of those. So maybe you'll find somebody who has it, or you could go find the copper and do it yourself. Okay. Enza. Got Julie right. Got everybody. Got Lisa. Write you down again just to make sure I don't forget. Kim. Kim. Sylvia. Don't get offended if I don't remember you. I'm in the ethers and back, and in the ethers and back, you know, so. Okay, good. So we got everyone, and then I wanted to come back to oh, Eritag said, wow, that touched me now, just tears. Oh, good. I always appreciate the guidance. Oh, good. And the reading so resonates. Good. And then, wow. Thank you so much. I wish you could hear me. I'm so grateful and happy. Please tell them thank you. And I know they heard me. Absolutely, sweetheart. Hi, Lenore. Oh, good. Moving on. Feeling better than ever at 77. Woot, woot. I love it. One of my good friends is 74. She keeps saying, oh, I'm 74. And I'm like, well, I'm 62. Who cares? Let's go. You know, let's just live for now. Live in the moment. It's more important than ever. Of course, if you have health or people die or whatever, but it's so important. Oh, I have to show you guys a picture. Okay, Lenore. All right, I'm going to put a little circle around you, lovely ladies. And I have an unusual deck that they want me to use, so I'm going to get it's this one in case I'm in front of the camera. So this is what I pulled. I think Mary Magdalene wanted this one. This is what it's called, Sacred Geometry for the Visionary Path by Francine Hart. Okay. So, and that's really funny. So this has been up here on my shelf, but covered up by stuff for so long that I didn't know it was here. And guess who it is? Archangel Jophiel. All right, so whoever had Jophiel on the shoulders, here's a image by Mrs. Michael George, the artist. I love this stuff. But sorry about the reflection. You may get something, but what I love about his stuff is they're always holding sacred geometry, powerful symbols. You see this again is your central channel and your crown awakening. How delicious and delightful. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. All right, so where'd they go? Ah, here we go. All right, Julie's up. Julie. So we're going to go through, pick a card for all the people I just mentioned. I don't know how deep they will go, but remember, these are for you. And Julie, we ask to be a clear and open channel for this beautiful group, for the sacred space, for those who are ready to ascend to the light, to open their mysteries. We ask that the spirit guides, the messages, the messengers, and the medicine that are optimal at this time for Julie Ling to come through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1, 2. Here we go. It's the optimal card. Yes, got it. Ooh. This card is called the Kiss. It is some beautiful sacred geometry. It's 3 interlocking spheres. There's beings, more pyramids. I see an Vesica Pisces. There's a butterfly over here, a turtle over there. I'll show it in just a second. This is what I love about these cards. There's a lot of meaning. There's a lot of wings up on the top. Heart. One being in the union. Of course, this could be a beloved, but this is the 2 sides of you, right? The masculine and the feminine coming together is green leaves, and the other one's flowing water. And Oh, it's 4. I was like, why doesn't it have the 4th ring? Okay, so this is the 4 rings in an interesting form. One of them is made out of stars. One's made out of a rainbow. And 2 of them are out of, I don't know what, just a color. All right, Julie, here you go. Everything's backward on the screen, so if I look silly trying to get this straight for you, it's number 3. So you guys want to take down your number as well. And this is about earth, beauty, love, accepting that you're surrounded. The sweet kiss takes place when you interlock in the Vesica Pisces. You know how to do that. Its sacred eye-shaped center symbolizes sacred space in which the kiss becomes a union of souls, relationships, symbolic joining of your whole self, mutual understanding. Love expands through this shared vision. Wow. Marriage of heaven and earth, light and dark, and of the elemental forces, a rainbow ring and one of stars entwine with the gold and suggest that you come together in tenderness and respect and entwine with universal energies. Wowsville. I hope you enjoyed that one. Julie. Thank you. Lenore. Thank you. Lenore. Above the storm, 56, which is an 11, which is a 2. And this is gorgeous. It's a tornado with lightning in a vortex of energies, but hands. There's hands moving all around the vortex. And above is light, white vortex clouds. Below are the dark aspects. So this is definitely really beautiful. Again, about the above and below, but it's saying above the storm. So this for you is rising above the storm. Whatever is happening, whatever is distracting you from your truth, you need to rise above it. And at some point, you're going to really feel that you can see the storm separate from you, right? That you can become in this light realm up here and be the light that stays lit, even if there's darkness. Darkness is inevitable. Dynamic action and clarity. Fresh starts. Above the storm and lightning, a clear light radiates from crystal geometry. A figure 8, composed of hands, weaves around the scene, uniting turbulence and radiance. This Mobius strip is a symbol of single-sided non-duality, linking darkness with clarity. Wow, there's a message, eh? Excelente, Lenore. Enza. Okay, whoo-hoo. I gotta turn my AC on, believe it or not. I haven't, oh. Can't feel it. Maybe it was on. I get very hot when I channel, so. Enza. Oh, I'm so happy. I wanted to do cards. I've been wanting to do cards with you guys. I can't wait till we play together next week. Oh my gosh. I keep downloading stuff for the class. And as you know, if you've been in my classes, if something comes forward that wasn't on the curriculum, it's like, we're doing this. Oh, okay. Enza. Okay, here we go. Number 2, phase mandala. So this is beautiful. There's so much sacred geometry here. The seed of life, flowers of life, phases of the moon, cycles, like a womb creating something. Above and below again, dark and light. You're in a phase of creation to becoming one. Let me see if there's any other information that feels relevant for you. Take a look at that. Enza. These have really beautiful energies, so there's a lot here. Cycles and movement. Living in cooperative balance with movement through cycles is the message of this card. Watch the moon as she rolls around the earth, showing the faces of her phases. Experience the cycles in your life. Concept, manifestation, completion, everything moves in cycles and begins anew. You can move with the phases. Let go and don't try to reverse them or go backwards. That was like a big message coming up out of that. There you go, sweetie. Okay, good. Oh, I hope we're going to see you in class, Miss Enza. Okay, let's see here. Ruthella. That was interesting. Lenore took over. She was like, you put your hand into my hand and picked your card. That was very interesting. Okay, Ruthella. Hi, Ruthella. Hi, Ruthella. Yes, you can. There you go. Got it. Oh, that's interesting. This one I kept seeing it when I was shuffling. This is called the lesson, Ruthella. The lesson, and there's an angel that's holding up a big flower of life that has other sacred geometry in the center of it, and is turning around looking at you. And it's 46, which is a 10, which is a 1. Very interesting. Take a peek here and see what else this means for you. Holographic information. So the sphere of the flower of life that we use in my school and in everything we do is a hologram. And so they're showing you that the lesson is you have angels teaching you through holographic information, through sacred geometry. This angelic figure is holding up for your exploration one of the most primary patterns to sacred geometry, known as the flower of life. This configuration is made up of 19 interlocking circles or spheres as an archetype of pure life force energy. It is the container of our cellular memory and one vehicle through which information and light are entering consciousness at this time. Each piece of this hologram information system reflects the greater intelligence of the whole, and the flower of life is found in numerous places around the planet. What lessons are you learning at this moment in your life? What is occurring that may need clarification or a broader perspective? And is there information is continuously entering consciousness through this holographic divine matrix is available to anyone who chooses to tune in and learn the lessons. So very fun. Pay attention to that. I give my students the flower of life in a black and white drawing that you can color, and you start to see through dimensions. You start to understand the depth of this, and it's one way to tune into the energies. You can also just stare at it, look into it as it starts to come to life. You start to see different things. There's portals and stuff. Very fun, very fun, very fun. Okay, that was for Ruthella. Kim. Oh, okay. Kim. Here you go, Kim. Pick one. Oh, okay. Hexahedron or cube number 21, which is a 3. So very interesting. It's represented as a earth, but in a hexagram or in a hexahedron, excuse me. It is number 21. Oh yeah, which is a 3. And let's take a look here. So the square, despite not seeming very organic, is such a profound spiritual shape that it can, let's see, a 12. 21. It holds a lot of doors and portals. Okay. Substance, order, and stability. Oh, interesting for you, right, sweetie? This is a 6 equal squared faces, is one of the 5 three-dimensional shapes commonly called the Platonic solids. It's associated with the masculine side of nature, the element of earth, and the symbol of matter, security, solidity, fairness, order, and stability. Wow, that sounds pretty relevant for you. Choosing this card finds you seeking affirmation that the venture you're embarking upon or the project you're designing is in your best interest. Do you feel secure that your plans are in good order? Does the essence of your project have substance and stability? Do you feel there is fairness in the situation? Then, if so, this card affirms your intention to move forward and indicates stability and good fortune. Occasionally, it takes stepping outside of the box in order to see the situation more clearly. Take a break, go for a swim, walk in the park. Set aside your objective long enough to gain a fresh perspective. Now look again at the substance of your inquiry with a refreshed attitude and realize the order in your manifestation. Okay, so if you're seeking order in a situation that seems beyond your control, consciously step out of the box in order to gain a larger perspective. And you may be required to act in a manner that's not customary for you so that you can break free of the confinement you are experiencing. I don't have anything to add to that. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I know Kim, she was in our accelerator and our money intuition, and she's in the summer school. So, ooh, girlfriend. Great advice, right? Oh my gosh. Kim, that was you. Next, we've got, let's see, who do we have here? We have Marnie, Sylvia, we did Lenore, we did Enza, and Lisa. Lisa, you want a different card deck. You want this one. Okay. These are called gateway cards, Lisa. So you're looking for a gateway, and that gateway is cherishing yourself. Oh my goodness. I accept and love myself. All kinds of little treats and goodies here and bonbons. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, this is what you need to do. Buy yourself presents, give yourself treats, have what you love. It doesn't have to be food or alcohol unless you want that. Accept and love myself. This is your doorway. This is your gateway to whatever's next, whatever you're asking. Okay, good. Sylvia. Beautiful Sylvia. Sylvia, you looked like a silver goddess the other day on the Meet Your Spiritual. The little picture I could see of you, you were like radiating silver light. Okay, so Isis is very strong for you, and she says you need some mothering, you need some love, and you need some, what is this? Ooh, is this for Sylvia? Is this for Sylvia? Is this for Sylvia? Is this for Sylvia? Okay, who's this for? Okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah. So Sylvia, very interesting. So Stone Stories 24, this is New Mexico where I used to live, petroglyphs. different spirals, different symbols, different animal guides, and then there's an actual road runner at the bottom. Sun footprint. So there's stories in the stone. Do you feel drawn to read hieroglyphics or carvings or art or just simple mandalas? Holding stones in your home, and look up the wood, the roadrunner right there. That's what they look like. Number 24 is a 6. And then I was asking, I wanted to clarify if that was for you, and I picked this card, and it's not about this card, but I'll show you the top part of it so you don't get distracted. It's more stones with carvings. So that's how I knew that that was your card. Okay, let's take a little peek, Sylvia. As to me, that's a huge portal. But for you, there's a connection. Do you have a stone that comes from a particular place? That's a sacred vortex. Doesn't have to be like something super famous, but the energy of that nature has a story for you. And there's a story within the stone, and there's a story within you that is turned to stone. And it's time for you to put the two pieces together and flow down. And they're saying it is a flow. It's like decoding, and the energy rises up out of the stone, and then it's freed. And it doesn't have to be set in stone. It doesn't have to be immovable, kind of. Yeah, movable. So let me see if there's something else here. Listening, messages, and hearing. The petroglyphs were borrowed from a site in New Mexico, 20,000 petroglyphs. Mirrors the glyphs in the rock art. Stone and crystals are planetary record keepers. They record ancient wisdom, carry messages from other times. And these humans co-created with divine, carving these stories. The card asks you to hear the stories that stones have to tell. What will it take for you to decipher their messages? Seek to quiet your mind and listen. And I think what we were saying, you have, it's both these things, whatever comes to you around this kind of thing in the next few days really will be relevant, holding some messages, some medicine for you. The bigger part was when they said, there's some messages, stories in stone, that have turned to stone within you. And I think you know what that is. And it's become something that's like, it's petrified, or it's hard, it's immovable, that now those stories can rise out. And that is going to give you some relief from that. Thank you. Okay, one more here. We have Miss Marnie. This one for Marnie. Okay, Marnie. Dolphin Merkaba, the number 13. It's got 2 star tetrahedrons below, 2 on top, white, black again, and the whole star tetrahedron is made out of dolphins. So this is the star tetrahedron that we're teaching in the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp. This is your Merkaba. It is a perfect balance of above, below, masculine, feminine, and it is going to be activated. So I think this might be, you know, a sign. And you see them here, you see them here. You see the light coming from above and below, and then it's created out of dolphins. Number 13 is very sacred. I love number 13. I was born on the 13th. It's also a 4. Beautiful. I'll hold it a little bit closer so you can tune into some of the energies and the shapes. There's no way to understand how powerful the idea of forming shapes with light, joy, and cooperation is our state. We cooperate joyfully with you, with the planet, with the light, with the elementals, with Earth. And we create this flow and this movement, and it's time for you to receive it. This is the, okay. The Merkaba has no reverse. If you find yourself neglecting your joy, the Merkaba, activating it, will remind you of that joy. The Merkaba is a configuration of a star tetrahedron, and it's the vehicle of dynamic balance, expanded awareness, and multidimensional travel. Because the dolphins are forming it, they're forming the vibration of joy and cooperation, and the key to interdimensional travel, freedom, the freedom you seek. Visualize yourself playing in this dolphin Merkaba and deeply experiencing pure joy. How better can you express your joy? How can you bring more laughter into your everyday life and share the way it feels? Joy is infectious because it's become its expression. That seems like a perfect answer to your question. All right, my loves. Wow. That was a lot of fun, but I'm starving. I'm going to go find my honey bunny. I think he's in the pool, and it's still calm, so I'm going to go for an ocean swim. And I just want to check in and see what you guys said. My number was 44. Is that 8? Yes, yes. 44 is 8, which to me is an infinity symbol above and below. And that one card called it a Mobius something symbol. Okay, let's see. Okay, Lenore, thank you so much. I would love inspiration for moving forward from here now that I'm feeling better than ever after 77. Okay, that was me. Sherry said, the picture gives me chills, said Julie. Thank you so much for these powerful, deep readings for us. They are amazing and hold so much wisdom. You're so welcome, and they do. And that's why I want you to be in space where we do this, where you start to feel yourself do it, where you start to realize it's possible, and then you get to play with it instead of feeling separated from it. Wow, thank you for the, I could feel the tenderness, Julie said, and the sweetness coming through before you started talking about the card. My number, yeah. Ruthella, sorry, I've got to leave. Bye. Need to leave. Thank you so much. Feeling that kiss. That was like amazing, right? Thank you so much. I love this direction. You're so welcome, Lisa. Thank you, Kim. Great card for what's going on right now. Thank you. You're amazing. You're amazing too. Yeah, I know part of your situation, so I was like, oh, that was a good one. Feeling the kiss and sharing it with you all. Ooh, I accept, Julie. And Sylvia said, Sedona and Oregon Coast, very special stones to me. This all resonates well with me. Thank you, Nan, and all the stones in my life. I know. I did miss you, Sherry B. I'm so glad that I saw that. Let's do one for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, disconnect from that cart. Just actually go back and see what's there, where you are, why you abandoned it. It's a juicy little invitation. Love you. Thank you. You're so welcome. All right, Sherry B, Sherry B, Sherry B, Sherry B. What does Sherry B want? First, I think that's a good idea. So first I'm going to be very, very careful because I tend to go at fire elements without much caution. Okay, so first I'm going to clear and cleanse for all of us and see what comes up for Sherry. See. All these Sherrys. Mon chéri. Oh, chéri. Thank you, thank you. All right, to cleanse and clear all the energies that are no longer optimal for my highest good. Body, mind, spirit, space. Above, below, within. We give great thanks for all of these beautiful entities and these messages. Give thanks for all the beauty that is creating this sacred space for us to walk in the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp this year. We thank the messengers and the messages as they're coming through so strong, as we are attuning more and more to the subtle realms and subtle communication forms of our divine being, our higher selves, our soul blueprint, all the guides who are working together to bring us the messages that are optimal for our path and our highest good in this and every moment. Well, Sherry, I'm seeing that pyramid that we had, that we saw the energies around and in front of, and I'm seeing you climb it, and I'm seeing you proceeding softly and declare, my inner power grows in moments of quiet. My inner power grows in moments of quiet. So climbing the path that you're on is feels alone sometimes. You can find a community, a space. You could come to one of ours or something else you feel called to, where you feel seen and you feel heard, you feel supported in that sacred space. If you don't feel drawn to it, listen to your inner self. However, don't worry. They're showing me that as you climb, if you go to one side or the other, you just stop, you assess. Like you might, when you're climbing a pyramid, you might stop and look around, see the view, look down, look up, see what your perspective is like. Proceed softly with reverence and presence, with that sense of the sacredness in every step you take. And they're showing that as you move, then a light's going to appear, like a glowing energy. Some kind of light beings that come through stone do like you. And your inner power sort of going to glow, that sense of feeling, knowing, connecting, that you have to be quiet. This is true for all of us, but very important for Sherry. Okay, Sherry, let's see if there's anything else to clarify that now. Do a purification meditation. And this is a 27, which is a 9. And the love, the sun, the fire, every level of your being getting infused is pretty profound right here. Heart, heart, heart. We saw this with someone else, inside of a heart, inside of a heart. Radiating, coming down, igniting. Purification, meditation. Wonderful. All right, my loves, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Let me know. Watch for some more. I may get some more ideas for doing calls like this in the next few days before we start the class. And remember that we have the first class. We are now going to find your personal guide and work it through the Stargate portals. Okay. Wonderful. So if you're interested in the school, the dates and everything are there. We have 4 or 5 different payment plans now. As people asked, we have a 2 payment, a 3 payment, a 6 payment, and a 10 payment. So there really shouldn't be a reason why you can't join, and you can let me know. That doesn't mean you have to wait for 10 months to get the course. You come into the course right now, and you come live when you can come live, and you get the recordings, and you interact with us on the groups, and you interact with me in the emails, and you're going to have extra practice sessions and readings, and who knows what else is going to come through. So have a beautiful and blessed day, everybody. Thank you so much for playing with me. I love you called me Nanny, Marnie. Massive hugs, love, magical kisses of deep appreciation to you, most beautiful nanny baby, XXXXO. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that. My mom called me Nan or Nanny Goat or Nan. Nanny. So. Those colors came to you, the green, blue, purple. Very interesting. Last week. Yeah, that's what's fun about intuitive work is whatever you do, it starts, the more messages you receive, or you come to a class and then you go along and you go, oh, that and that and that was part of the message and this was part of the message, and it just starts to appear. And then you start to realize that there's so much there, you don't have to be overwhelmed by it. Mm-hmm.